how long distance relationships can actually work. Stay tuned, I'm gonna show you how. Well, hello and welcome. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Arica Angelo, and I'm a dating and relationship expert that's been at this for 11 years. So I know a thing or two about dating and long distance relationships. Actually, I have been in one myself. I dated someone that was in England and I was in the States. And so I know how this stuff goes down and I know how you can make this work. So if you're new here, let me encourage you. If you want more support, if you want to know what to do when things are going wrong in your relationship, I spend a lot of time in this private members community that I've designed for men to come together and feel supported. Because hey, here's the thing, like just watching YouTube videos are great, but what happens when you have a fight with your girlfriend and she's in a different country, she's in Italy, she's in Taiwan, and you're like, fuck, what do I do? Well, that's why I've created this private membership community so that you can come in there and be supported by men who are in the same dynamic as you or who have the wisdom and support to support you and myself. I spend a lot of my time there as opposed to here on YouTube. I love to make these videos here, but then I go and spend a lot of my time in my private members community. So I would love to see you there. I'd love to support you in that group. So make sure that you check it out. And hey, you can try it for only $1. It's $1. Come on, give it a shot. Okay, so what do you do when you're in a long distance relationship and you've got this big thing called distance in between the two of you? How do you keep your love going? How do you keep the sparks going? How do you make the fireworks happen? How do you make it rain in this relationship? Listen, I am a big believer in video. You know, I love apps like Marco Polo and things like that, where you can leave video messages and connect with a person. It's one thing for a person to hear your voice. It's another thing to see a video and see you moving, see you emoting, you know, seeing those emotions on your face, seeing when something restricts you and you lock up and she's like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. Or wow, that really triggered him and pushed a button in him. But those things that elicit intimacy and connection can be done through video. So video chatting is very important. So make sure that you guys just aren't talking through audio or sending just messages, but make sure there's some video chatting going on so that you can feel the person, you can see them emoting. All right, let's just get sexual here. Some sexy FaceTime. Look, it's awkward, it's embarrassing, but you gotta do it. If you wanna keep the sexual tension there, you gotta have some sexy FaceTime. So when you're talking to your girl and she's sitting there, let's say she's wearing a top like this, flirting with her and saying, that's a really cute top on you, babe. And she goes, oh, thank you, I got it at Zara. And then you say, yeah, but I wanna see what's below that top. And she's like, honey, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying that. And you're like, no, I'm serious. Take off the sleeve. And then so she goes, okay, and she takes off the sleeve for you. And then you say, pull it down a little lower. I want to see my beautiful girls. And she goes, oh, okay. It's things like this, like sexy FaceTime, you gotta do this. I'm sure some of you watching this, you might be single, you're like, damn, that even turned me on and I don't even have a girlfriend in Taiwan. But you get what I'm saying. You gotta tease, you gotta play, and you've gotta keep that sexual chemistry going. Because hey, what keeps us locked in? Sexuality, sexual chemistry, and also the deep, meaningful connections, which I'll go into next. The next thing I would encourage you to do is to watch relationship YouTube videos together. And in fact, I didn't even come up with this on my own. Here in Bali, I was talking to a girlfriend and she said that this is something that her and her boyfriend are actually doing, even though they're not in a long distance relationship, is they will watch YouTube videos together and then talk about those videos, process those videos together. So like, what did you think of that? Did that resonate with you? Did that push a button in you? Do you feel like this is a challenge for you? Is this something that you're comfortable with? Is this something that comes naturally and easy to you? But it's a way to continue to build that awareness of one another, but also to connect, to see, you know, where the wounds are, where they get triggered, where they're shutting down, or what their highlight is, like what they're really good at, their way of communicating. So you can go, I need to communicate with my girl more in this way because this is what comes to her naturally. So I need to meet her where she is. But watching relationship YouTube videos and then connecting with each other, asking these questions is a great way to keep your connection going in your long distance relationship. And with that, asking deep questions, like checking in and saying, babe, where are you now? Are you feeling safe with me? Are you feeling connected with me? When you get text messages from me, do you still get happy or do you just kind of expect them? You know, we sometimes avoid these very hard questions, but there's so much to unravel and uncover when we ask these questions. It's like opening Pandora's box. It's opening each other's hearts and souls to one another. But these are the things that really keep connection going. These are the glue. This is the glue that keeps relationship connected and staying together. So make sure that you're asking deep questions. Are you feeling happy in this relationship? Do you feel inspired in this relationship? Does this relationship bring you joy? Do you have some trepidation in our relationship? You're never going to know unless you ask. But avoiding these things is not the way to go. Listen, avoidance is the killer in relationships. So listen, when you're far apart, sometimes it's the best way to have these conversations almost, because the person's safe. They're in their world, you're in your world. And so sometimes there's that safety there, especially someone who's had like trauma. You know, it's like, okay, you're over there and I'm over here. So it's safe for me to ask you these questions when we're away. But asking these deep, meaningful questions that I just shared with you are imperative to keep that connection going and to keep things real with one another, so that you're not creating this pseudo romance where it's just butterflies and sparkles, but that you're asking real sincere questions that open up each other's hearts to one another, and you know exactly what's going on inside of that person because you're creating a safe place to communicate these things. And back to my point earlier about video, making sure that you're doing a lot of videos. The other thing you want to do is send videos of your day to the person. And it might sound cheesy, it might sound corny, but here's the thing. When a person doesn't know what's going on in your world, what they do is they create these stories, they paint these pictures of what they think is going on in your world. And so sometimes it's that withdrawal, that missing, like, oh, they're probably like on the subway, like talking to another beautiful girl. You know, sometimes that can happen, the fear element, or, you know, maybe they're sad today and I wish I was there and you could be super happy. The point is, we can create all these different stories, all these different elements that complicate the relationship. So instead of doing that, avoid that by sending videos throughout the day, and it just lets a person feel like they are a part of your world. This is why I love posting Instagram stories. It's my way of connecting with my community. If you're not following me, then you're missing out on all of my Bali adventures and the beauty of Bali and some incredible sunsets. So make sure you follow me at the Arica Angelo. But the thing, and it's right there on the corner, one of these corners. I can never get this right with the video angle. Anyways, it just lets a person feel like they are a part of your world. So yes, it's time consuming. Yes, it may sound cheesy, but listen, at the end of the day, if you want to avoid fighting, if you want to avoid breaking up and a disconnect happening, then keep the connection going by making that person a part of your world by sending random little videos. Here's a flower I saw. Oh my God, look at this bus driver. Like, he's like singing while he drives, or whatever the case may be. Just sending little snippets like you would on an Instagram story, or this is my face that I'm missing you, and a sad face. But sending videos so that you can create the connection, keep it going so that it doesn't fizzle and die out and that confusion doesn't come into play. So if you're in a long distance relationship, tell me in the comments section below which one of these are you gonna put to work. You're like, I didn't even think of that. And let me know in the comment section, because I wanna make sure that these tips that I'm sharing with you resonate with you. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Listen, my love, at the end of the day, long distance relationships are not the easiest thing to maintain. But if you get really creative and if you're very persistent, you work at it, it can be done. But make sure that you guys are prioritizing time to see each other in real life, because this is what it's about. It's also about being in one another's presence. So make sure that you guys are really going out of your way to make that happen. You have what it takes. You've got it. You've got these tools. You can do this. And know this, my dear, that you are already loved. If you haven't subscribed, then make sure you do that, and I will see you in my next video.